This man also hosts a badass open mic show. It's at the Sauce on Wednesday nights. If you're a poet or a comic, get out there and fucking sling that poetry or jokes. Yeah. Give it up. Oh, and he's also hosting the Pull It Out of the Box show on March 5th. Give it up for Mr. Jack Tapestry, everybody.
Oh yes, the Pull It Out of the Box show, where you will beg me to pull it out of the box. Please, the box can take no more. It's gotten gooey. I'm a child, well, I was an adolescent in the 80s, like middle school in like 82, and I remember the giant war, because for some reason my mother, you know, she checked her laundry and found God or something, and was checking her pockets and found him, so I had to go and to Christian, one of these private, like, Christian schools, right? And do you remember in the 80s they had a whole thing that Satan is in the rock and roll that your kids are listening to, or at least, there's a fucking little Bible belt. This had to be, you know, heavy in several youth group fucking curriculums of how Satan is in rock and roll music for devil lyrics. I remember the class because they were talking about the Highway to Hell album by AC/DC. And that Bond, you know, the lyric, they give you the lyrics from Highway to Hell, hey Satan, pay my dues. And they're like, and he died. That's what happens when you write songs like that. And I'm like, he passed out on his back after getting ripped for 24 hours straight. That's a party fatality. That's not fucking God claiming one of Satan's own. And they do that. There was that guy, Mike Warnke, the Christian comedian who supposedly used to work with the Satanic Church. We found out later, you know where that guy went? Because everything he said was a fucking lie. God damn it, where was my thought train going? It just went like right off the gorge. God, Satan, that kind of war thing. I mean, I knew the problem at the church school that, you know, because I was already an anarchistic punk rock kid. I mean, like the year before my mom found God, I found punk. So, I don't know what she was thinking, dropping me in with all of these little products of Christian programming their entire childhood. And I'm listening to music that's going, yeah, this is exactly how they brainwash you. I knew it was great because, like, the daily trip to the principal's office when you have that hour of religion class where they try to program you into indoctrinate into their faith or whatever their stupid slant is on what's really in the Bible. I'd read the Bible cover to cover before we went to this thing, so I was like, there's a lot of inconsistencies with what they were teaching and what was actually in the book. But never mind that. She had done a lesson and it was on Job. You know that story? This story where Job is, where God's just like looking at this dude and he's like talking to Satan apparently, and he goes, look at that guy, he's one of my favorite humans, he's blah, blah, blah. And Satan goes, well, you've given him everything. Let me fuck with him a bit. I'll bet you I can get him to renounce your name. This is the encapsulated story, is basically they're going, I'll bet you I can get him to renounce your name if you let me fuck with him. And he's like, all right, do anything, just don't kill him. So his life goes immediately from great to complete shit. His wife starts, you know, becomes a whore. His kids like get diseases and die. His crops, and you know, he starts, and at the end he ends up with leprosy. And then more of the story. She stops the sermon with the thing where it's like God took him up into heaven, which I guess is the bad, you know, without him dying. So she goes, what's the object lesson in Job? All the hands go up. I'm just sitting there. No hand up. You're going to call me anyway because you don't want me in the fucking class anymore. And this is the perfect excuse to send me to the principal's office. So yeah, what is the lesson in Job? Well, when an omnipotent being that created the universe decides to fuck your life over on a bet for nothing, there isn't a thing you can do about it whatsoever. I mean, think about it. What are you going to do? Punch God in the face? And even there's a stance at the end where Job actually says, you know, why'd you do this to me? And God basically goes, you don't question me. I created you. Be a good little monkey. That is it.
True.
Paraphrase. I mean, you can look through the language, but it's basic some of the language was, I'm God. Don't fuck with me. I created you. Be a good little monkey and run along. And they're like, no, it's because if you're suffering, you'll get taken up in it. No, motherfucker, it's laid down right there. God just decided on a whim to screw this guy over. The guy never said a bad word about God his entire life. In fact, pretty much did everything right. And you can still get screwed over on a whim. That is how life is. I don't know why I give this life lesson preacher-ass shit, but I think I'm going to close on that. I've been Jack Tapestry. You guys have been awesome. Please give it up for Justin Keithley.
Hell yeah, give it up for Jack Tapestry one more time. Wow, man.